Honorable Dr. Aaron Meza, Member of Parliament for Kawumbwe constituency in Petauke District of the Eastern Province, and I'm part of the Local Government Accounts Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. CS and your team from Chisamba Council. Good morning and welcome to this committee. Karabo Pavuma is my name. I represent the good people of Sakere constituency, Kitwe in the Upper Belt.
Thank you. The Honorable MP for Mangango.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good morning to you. Morning, our permanent witnesses. Morning, Chisamba Town Council. Morning, our viewers and the listeners. I'm Luhamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable MP for Siabonga.
Chair, thank you very much. Good morning, permanent witnesses. Good morning, Chisamba Town Council. Good morning, colleagues. My name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siabonga constituency and a member of this committee. Chair, thank you.
Thank you so much. I've seen we've been joined by other members of staff, the secretarial team. We want to know everyone who is in this room. Behind there, can you introduce yourselves using that mic there?
Good morning. My name is Kennedy Malama from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mwanga Leopola from Office of the Clerk.
Thank you. The Madam on my left.
Thank you, Chair. Morning, everyone. My name is Rachel Chileshe from Office of the Clerk.
Thank you so much. Another Madam has just entered. We're doing introductions. Quickly introduce yourself, Madam. We want the witness to be very comfortable.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning. My name is Sarah Mbewe from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you so much. Witness, my name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I represent the good people of Mandevu constituency, here where you are. So you are welcome to Mandevu constituency and your committee. I'm privileged to be the vice chairperson of the committee. I now wish to call upon you, witness, to submit your memorandum.
Thank you so much, Chair, and for the warm welcome once again. I'm here to make an oral submission and evidence to the report of the Auditor General for the financial year ended 31st December 2013. And Chair, we've submitted bound copies. So my report starts from, I'll read the cause of query and then the response and the remedial measures. So page 4. The local authority chair acknowledges the auditor's comments on the budget, income and expenditure. Further, the cause of query and the action taken is in the table as I'm about to present. The issue number 1 was on local taxes. This chair stemmed from the overprojection of revenue for personal levy on assumption that the cassava plant will be operational in the year 2023, which was however commissioned on the 18th of September 2024. Action taken, Chair, the Council has updated the database on personal levy, totaling 387 employees, which is aggregated into both formal and informal sectors, with the formal accounting for 298 and the informal accounting for 89. This evidence, Chair, is provided in Appendix 1 on pages 1.1 to 1.6. The second query, Chair, the cause of query was 2 on fees and charges, which was affected by the poor response from the general public on advertised plots. The action taken, Chair, was that we have continued to issue plots on first come, first served basis. And so far, Chair, we have collected an amount totaling 737,232 in service charges. And further, we have signed an MOU, Chair, with the only barrack in Chitambo, which is usually referred to Mpepetwe Engineering, on behalf of its employees, and they've committed an amount of 884,850, which accounts for 85 plots. Additionally, Chair, the Council has approved an application from Indo-Zambia Bank, employees involving 283,500 for the 7 parcels of land they've applied for. This evidence, Chair, is in Appendix 1, pages 1.7 to 1.42. Under licenses, Chair, The positive variance was largely due to the establishment of the new business entity, which is a filling station called UNO, that has commenced its trading in the period under review, and enforcement on adherence to trading permits. The council, however, has continued to budget based on updated database. On levies, Chair, the deviation representing a 1% was within the planned budget, and the council has continued to budget based on previous performance. We go to page 5, Chair. On permits, the cause of queries, a positive variance was also due to the sensitization and updating of the database, and the council is as well budgeting using the updated database. 6, Chair, under commercial ventures, also there was a positive variance. Variance also due to the massive advertisement on accommodation by the public relations unit and prudent utilization of resources. All this evidence is in Appendix 1 on pages 1.43. Other receipts was due, Chair, the cause of query 2, the interest earned on the CDF account, and the action taken, the interest earned on CDF account was mopped by the government. And on the item number 8 under equalization fund, Chair, the cause of query was a deficit which emanated as a consequence of the deductions made at source as per the schedule attached in Appendix 1. Management action, the deficit was as a result of recoveries at source, and the schedule is attached in Appendix 1 on page 1.44. Remedial measures, Chair, the local authority will be conducting monthly budget performance review and implement corrective interventions where performance indicators give negative results. This will be done through budget review meetings. I move to the next query, Chair, which is on unspent funds. The cause of query, a total of 2,477,333 was unspent at the close of the year, because an amount of 772,335, as given on page 2.1, was a grant received towards the close of the year on 29th December 2023. That left us a balance of 1,704,998. The action taken, Chair, a total of 1,836,834 has been spent, while a sum of 640,499 was mopped by government. This evidence, Chair, is on pages 2.2 to 2.5 of Appendix 2. Page 6, remedial measures. In an effort to ensure timely expenditure on planned activities, the local authority will be conducting monthly budget reviews, Chair, to pick out all these discrepancies. I move on to the next cause of query, Chair, still on page 6. The local authority acknowledges the audit comments on local revenue collection and hereby wish to submit the cause of query and the action taken as shown in the table below.
You have already presented this one in the previous query, so you can skip and go to page 8.
Much obliged, Chair. Much obliged. Page 8, Chair, the cause of query is on page 9, where we acknowledge the query and wish to submit that the cause of query and the action taken on each target of the above is given in the table below. Cause of query under 1, Human Resource and Administration. The cause of query was caused by the liquidity position of the council, and the action taken was that the council has made a training plan where workers are allowed to go on self-sponsorship, also sponsoring short-term programs. So far, Chair, management has sent 5 officers and they have since graduated. Item 2 on the full council and committee meetings. Cause of query was that the 3 committee meetings and 1 special council meeting were not held. The action taken, this was, Chair, due to the merging of the 2 committees to deal with an urgent business item. However, though the business was dispensed with, these meetings were still later on held, although under the ensuing year, Chair. This evidence is on pages, Appendix 4, page 4.7b. We have a query, Chair, on registration of marriages, and this was because customary marriages are widely practiced in our district. The action taken, Chair, is that the local authority has taken a deliberate policy to sensitize members of the community on the importance of statutory marriages, and also to encourage them and tell them of the security it provides to spouses when married under statutory marriages as opposed to the widely practiced norm. And this evidence, Chair, is in Appendix 4, page 4.8a. Financial management, the cause of query was achieved as shown in Section 1, budget income, expenditure, and the Auditor General's report for the year ended 31 December 2023. Management action, the implementation of the licensing exercise has continued to be made as planned. The next items, Chair, is under CDF. The cause of query is at the 5 CDF
You can
community.
skip this one.
Thank you, Chair.
You give us CDF reports later.
Much obliged, Chair. We jump to
You can go
item
to
6.
number 6.
Much obliged, Chair. 6, cause of query, this was affected by the cancellation of the contract by the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation with Talo Investment Limited, who was engaged to rehabilitate 10 boreholes. Action taken, the 10 boreholes have since been rehabilitated and completed with the certificates attached on Appendix 4, page 4.27. The construction of one refuse bay, Chair, was not done as a cause of query due to financial constraints. Management action, this has been included in the 2025 budget as shown in Appendix 4, page 4.23. Item 7, Chair, is the cause of query. The rehabilitation of 50 kilometers of road was affected by the lack of a full set of earth-moving equipment during the year under review. Chair, we wish to report, and as an action taken, that the tipper and grader that we procured are functional, but we have also budgeted for 3 more pieces, being the excavator, roller compactor, and water bowser. But Chair, we stand guided under CDF. We also skip this one. It will come in the main CDF report. We move on, Chair, to the next item, which is on operation of market. With your indulgence, Chair, I would want us to jump to page 12. That is where the cause of query is. Management, Chair, I wish to acknowledge the audit findings and wish to state that there has been a common reason for non-occupying of the 4 markets, as this was caused by the fluctuating occupancy rate during the course of the year, depending on the activities for a given season. Further, Chair, the non-collection of revenue in the 3 markets highlighted in the auditor's report was due to non-availability of the revenue collectors in the same markets, in that the cost of collection using a revenue collector outweighed the expected revenue. In addition, attempts to use revenue agents who are residents of the place where the market is ongoing. The action we've taken to mitigate this, Chair, is that in order to increase the occupancy rate, the local authority has opened mobile money accounts through which payments for market levies will now be made without the need for revenue agents on the ground. We have, however, engaged a market master who will manage through the verification of the transactions, and these will also issue receipts. And the Council will also embark on a sensitization program to engage the concerned stakeholders on the need to trade through the designated places of the market. And in here, Chair, we are also enforcing that trading in unlawful places is punishable. The evidence is on Appendix 5. The next item, Chair, remedial measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. The Ward Development Committees will remain actively involved as they are consistently present in the community and can provide feedback easily. The next cause of query, Chair, is on failure to control street vending. Management acknowledged the auditor's concern on street vending and hereby wish to submit that this was caused by the nature of traders whose major clients are travelers and only stop for a few minutes along the roadside. The traders target the passengers and drivers to sell their merchandise. The action taken by management is that we have instituted the following corrective measures in line with Circular Number 101 of 23, number 18, which includes 1. Engaging the traders and their associations on the implication of the Local Government Street Vending and Nuisance Amendment Act number 2 of 2018. 2. Conducted sensitization of traders, which is an ongoing activity. 3. Chair, we conducted legal enforcement through reallocating of market stores to street vendors. And 4, Chair, the council has since engaged ZNS to clear the same area to avoid street vending and put up the parking facility for long distance buses and taxis, thereby averting the indiscriminate street vending that is currently prevalent. The evidence, Chair, is in Appendix 6, and the remedial measure taken is in order to avoid street vending, the local authority will continue to conduct stakeholder engagements with marketeers as well as legal enforcement. Part B, Chair, to do with budget funding and expenditure. The cause of query is at a total of 2,477,333 was unspent at the close of the year, because an amount of 772,335 as given on page 7.1 of...
You can equally skip this one. You've already attended to it.
Much obliged, Chair.
Go to the next query.
We move to the next cause of query, Chair, which is
Appendix 15, overemployment of staff, on the same page 14. But the response is on page 15.
Thank you, Chair. Much obliged. Cause of query. Management acknowledged the audit query, and we wish to submit that the overemployment was caused by the transfer of staff to Chisamba. Chair, this involves the public relation officer who was transferred from Limulunga to Chisamba. And the Local Government Service Commission, Chair, was informed about the excess staff as shown in Appendix 8. Comforting, Chair, is that the new organizational structure provides for 2 public relations officers effect from 2024. Remedial measures taken. Management will always continue to ensure that the Local Government Service Commission is informed of the staffing levels on a quarterly basis and advise on over or understaffing positions. Next cause of query, Chair, is under failure to insure motor vehicles and buildings. The cause of query is that the local authority acknowledges the auditor's comment on insurance of 1 motor vehicle, and this is because of the low risk associated with the vehicle in question, which was a BAT 55034, as it was a non-runner at the time of the audit. However, the local authority has repaired the vehicle, is now running, and is fully insured. Remedial measures taken in order to avert the risk associated with non-insurance of assets is that the local authority has continued to adhere to the required practice of asset management in insuring assets, as shown in the attached appendage. The next query, Chair, is failure to settle statutory and other obligations. Chair, the cause of query is that the local authority wish to submit that the delay in settling the outstanding statutory and other obligations has been due to the limited liquidity position of the council to pay them in full, given the competing demands it faces. However, we have taken steps, Chair, that despite facing this challenge, we have put plans by including in the budget for 2025 a debt liquidation provision. Chair, with your indulgence, we also would like to submit into admission evidence regarding NAPSA. We were sued, and the matter is on an active cause list, but we have engaged with them on an ex-curia settlement, which has since been held, and we're just waiting for their response, in which we are going to settle the matter outside court. The evidence is in Appendix 10, Chair. Remedial measures to avoid further debt accumulation. The local authority will endure to make timely payments of the current monthly statutory obligations, and additionally, we will enforce rigorous monitoring systems to oversee spending in line with approved budgets, promoting a culture of financial responsibility and accountability throughout all departments. The last cause of query, Chair, is failure to settle staff obligations. And while we acknowledge the auditor findings, and we wish to submit that the delay in settling outstanding staff obligations has been due to the limited liquidity position of the council to settle the obligations within the reasonable time frame. However, management has taken action and wish to state that despite facing these challenges, we have put plans by including in the budget for 2025 a debt liquidation plan. Among them, the first ever valuation roll, Chair, has been prepared for Chisamba and has been approved. And also, Chair, we are constructing the first ever truck park, the green truck park, which are both expected to boost the revenue of the local authority before the end of this year. We have also upscaled our block making venture, where we're making 200 blocks, Chair, by procuring 300 more pellets, and now we are able to make 600 blocks per day for purposes of selling blocks to contractors engaged in various projects. All this evidence, Chair, is in Appendix 11. The remedial measure taken to avoid further debt accumulation, as a local authority will endure to make payments from the available resources, and further, we will continue to engage the parent ministry for possible interventions so that the plight of the former employees is attended to. This notwithstanding, Chair, will not only help the affected retirees but the council, as well as reducing the wage bill for former employees who have been retained on the payroll nonetheless. Chair, we express our most fervent gratitude for this opportunity to share our oral evidence and wish to thank you. I submit the report for consideration.
Thank you so much. And I wish to take points of clarifications. You can start with the Honorable Kalobo.
Thank you very much, Chair. May I take the committee to page 9? Item number 3 in the table on the registration of marriages. Also of query is that customary marriages are widely practiced in the district, and the action taken by the local authority, they've taken a deliberate policy to sensitize the community on the importance of certain marriages and security this provides to the spouses. And they've referred us to Appendix 4 as where the evidence is. But my question, Chair, is in terms of marriages, there are two prayers here, the husband and wife. So I want to find out how the message has been packaged, because when you look on the side of the husband, who in most instances practice polygamous activities, and on the other side where there is a wife, where no history anywhere under the sun, one wife was married to two people. Now, when you call these two people, then you start telling them the advantages of statutory marriage, which does not advocate for polygamy. And it says once an affair is confirmed, you can be fined or sentenced. I think a minimum sentence should be 5 years, Chair. So how do you intend to achieve your results, the intended results, putting these people together? Or maybe I want to hear how have you prioritized even dispatching the message that you have packaged for you to achieve this? How? Looking at these two very serious scenarios. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Before you respond, I want to recognize the Honorable MP for Kalolushi. You're welcome, and kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, colleagues. Chitambo, good morning. My name is Kampamba Mlenga. I am Member of Parliament for the good people of Kalolushi on the Copper Belt. Chitambo, you are welcome.
Have you noticed that there are only men in this delegation?
I could actually see on their faces when I sat here. They looked depressed when they saw. No, you're welcome.
We missed you, the Honorable MP for Kalolushi. Yes, CS, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair. We are comforted by the Honorable MP that now the depression can go away. She's granted us leave to be an all-male panel. Yeah, Chair, with regard to the question raised by Honorable Kalova, it's actually a very important observation. Our district is largely agrarian, where we just mainly dwell on agriculture, but also the local authority are looking at it from the standpoint that we had also budgeted to raise revenue from marriages. Now, the stakeholders we look at here are the spinsters. Obviously, we will not encourage those already in marriage to, because then they can easily get into the trouble of bigamy. So it's a spinsters. We are holding these town-wide or village-wide consultative meetings with focus meetings in villages. We're also targeting school leavers, because that's one of the areas, Chair, you realize there is quite also a high prevalence of child marriages. So even as that message is being rolled out, we also want to mention that when it comes to marriages, the ideal scenario would be statutory marriages where you come through the civic center, you are even issued with a marriage certificate. And also that sort of bars you from also getting into a polygamous marriage. So Chair, yes, we take note cognizance of the two stakeholders that we have, those already in marriage, and we are targeting those yet to get married. I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much. Any other points of clarifications? Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
Yes, let's go to appendix, page 5.
Page 5.
Yes, on page 5, on unspent funds, we are told that there was 2,477,333 that was unspent at the close of the year, because of an amount of 772,335, as given on page 2, was a grant received towards the close of the year on 29th December, leaving a balance of 1,704,998. When we go to appendix 2, we can go to appendix 2. Appendix 2, the first clarification that I would like to seek is that the first page, bank statement, is it bank, yeah, an account statement from Indo-Zambia. The last entry is 772,334, which is mentioned on page 5, but the value date is 29 December 2023. Why was this money incorporated in the total unspent funds of 2.4 million, and yet the financial year closed on 31st December? This money was credited earlier than that date, so why did it appear?
Yes, you may respond.
Thank you so much, Chair, for that question. With your indulgence, Chair, allow me to call upon my Director of Finance, aided by the Internal Auditor, to offer clarification on the query.
Director of Finance.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, as you may see from the bank statement, it shows that the monies were received on 29th December, which was just 2 days before the close of the year. So at the close of the year, this money was still unspent, and that's why it is included in the figure. Thank you, Chair.
Follow-up? Honorable Dr. Manga.
Okay. On the action taken, you have spent 1,836,834 has been spent, while 640,499 was mopped by government. The accountability for this 1.836834 million kwacha is in appendix 2. When I just add the totals for all these transactions, the amount is leaving at least 340 something thousand kwacha unaccounted for. DF, we could have done a better thing by putting a ledger. You have more than 30 pages. So if you put a ledger, just a summary at the beginning, and then you add the totals to check if it is adding to 1.8 million. So, but I took time to check through all these transactions, and it is less than this 1.8 million which you have promised here that you spent. How do you explain this?
Thank you, Chair. I wish to duly acknowledge the observation by Dr. Mwanza, and we are so grateful that we are actually being guided. I agree with the observation. This would have been better presented in a ledger, and Chair, we stand guided that going forward, that is how information must duly be presented. I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
We go to page 10.
Page 10.
Page 10, there's a table, item number 6, concerning the boreholes. So you had to, so the cause of query on item number 6 is that it was affected by the cancellation of a contract by Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation with Talo Investment Limited, who was engaged to rehabilitate 10 boreholes. Now the action taken is that the 10 boreholes have been rehabilitated and the completion certificates are attached. See Appendix 4, page 4.27. I go to page Appendix 4.27. Can you show us the completion certificates for the 10 completed boreholes? Or I'm having a different report.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chair. Once again, we appreciate the accuracy with which Doctor is looking at this document. It's actually 4.27. It's after, maybe let me say it's 3 pages before Appendix 5. Maybe we look at the last page. Yes. Yes. But I would also want to call upon the Director of Works or Engineering, maybe to just add context to the letter regarding the question. The Honorable
Director of Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. As you have rightly put it, after the cancellation of this contract by the Ministry, another contractor, Midwest Investment, was engaged and to complete the boreholes. So these rehabilitations were being done in about 5 districts within Central Province. So like in our case, Chisamba Town Council, after the works were satisfactorily done, we were told to write a letter indicating that the works have been done. So the completion certificate was done generally by the province, that is Ministry of Water Development. So in the case of Chitambo, we were asked to submit this letter confirming that the works had been done. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kalobo.
But your action taken, you have said that the 10 boreholes have been rehabilitated and the completion certificates are attached.
I acknowledge that comment by Doctor. Yes, indeed, we should have attached this. We would have taken the initiative. We'll try and we'll get that completion certificate as issued by the Ministry, Chair, and I think this is going to form part of our documentation. Yes, but we do acknowledge the certificate is not attached. It should have been attached.
The accuracy of the report, are you able to amend that part where you're saying you've attached the completion certificate?
Absolutely, Chair. I would like to amend and say that we have a confirmatory letter to the ministry that the 10 bores have been satisfactorily drilled. I submit.
Thank you so much. Honorable Kalo.
Thank you very much, Chair. Before I ask my question, Chair, this kind of submitting should come to an end. Witness, you are appearing very soon, CDF. Don't mention what you have not filed and make sure carry all the evidence, even one-time evidence, because you don't come walking. Chair, may I take the committee to page 16?
Page 16.
Appendix 28. Failure to settle statutory and other obligations amounting to 5,157,329. On the cause of querying, they are telling us that local authority wishes to submit that the delay in settling outstanding statutory obligations and other obligations has been due to the limited liquidity position of the council to pay in full. On the action taken, they are saying management wishes to state that despite facing liquidity challenges, management has put plans by including the budget for 2025, a debt liquidation provision. And they are telling us that the evidence is on Appendix 10. Go to Appendix 10. On Appendix 10, Chair, for the purpose of appearing before this committee, they just in the office, sat in the office, CS and his team. Then they developed this document, even pended their signature, where they violated the issues like personal emoluments, goods and services. Their budget, in short, is their budget. It's not even a commitment. It's just their budget for the purpose of appearing here. And on Appendix 29 again, Chair, same page 16, failure to settle staff obligations amounting to 1,445,823. On the cause of query, they are saying the authority wishes to submit that delay in settling staff obligations has been due to limited liquidity position of the council to settle staff of the same reason on the statutory obligation. And on this, now I take too much interest on the action taken here, where they are saying management wishes to state that despite facing liquidity challenges, management has put plans by including the budget for 2025, a debt liquidation provision. Among them, the first ever valuation law has been prepared and approved, and also construction of the first ever track park, which are both expected to boost the revenue of the local authority. We have also upscaled our block making venture from 100 to 300 pallets, resulting in 200 to 600 blocks per day for the purpose of selling blocks to contractors engaged for various projects. Chair, in his verbal submission, CS shared that they will be sued by NAPSA for failure to settle these obligations. The behavior exhibited here, Chair, on these two queries does not show that the local authority is committed to settle both statutory and staff obligations. Maybe that's why even NAPSA took them to court. They can't pay because despite them making blocks, and they have improved, they are telling us they have improved. They have not taken not even one way towards these obligations. And in their evidence here, there is no letter of commitment whatsoever, even commitment even in terms of just small advance towards. CS, why this behavior? Because you are expected to settle staff obligations and statutory obligations. You have this business. You are even bribing first ever track pack. What is the first ever track pack and first ever block making machine, or the first ever initiatives that you have brought on the table are doing to settle staff obligations, so that this brag also we can buy into it? Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you so much. Yes, you may respond.
Thank you so much, Chair. Honorable Kalowo. We take those words of guidance very seriously, and we obviously want to respond by first of all taking the committee to, let's look at Appendix 11. So Appendix 11, you would see the evidence, the last page, 11.7. That's an image of showing the current blocks that we are making. That is our mixer, and then when you come up, you would see some of the quotations and the purchase orders where we have received some inquiries on selling our blocks. And then also we have evidence, Chair, of the procurement of the pallets from CAMCO. Now, these interventions, Chair, as you can see from the evidence I've adduced in Appendix 11, were interventions that we commenced in the year 2024. So yes, we do admit that in the year under review we would have done better, but we are hoping that going forward our revenue is going to improve. But yes, the comment by the Honorable is duly noted, and that for that year we did quite badly. On the NAPSA, Chair, I did mention that the matter is in an active cause list. It's in court as we speak. So it was quite difficult for us to actually adduce it as evidence because it's still before consideration before the courts of law. I submit.
Honorable Kalowo.
Thank you, Chair. What I wanted to find out is what impact all these first ever projects have caused on the staff obligations and that you owe. Also, what interventions arising from these initiatives you have made towards NAPSA, who has taken you to court? Because for NAPSA to agree to settle the matter in outside court, they should have been seeing during this period when you are in court, they should have been seeing something going. So what impact these good initiatives have created on what you are owing? Thank you, Chair.
In your budget, you have put estimates to the amount of 340. How much will go towards statutory obligations and how much will go towards employees? In addition to what Honorable Kalowo is asking.
Thank you, Chair. I'll just give a blanket statement, but I'll invite my Director of Finance, insofar as the specific amounts is concerned, to add. Chair, we had a meeting with NAPSA on the 30th of January, and where the ex-curia agreement was made. We're just awaiting them to serve it to us. Yes, so that's why we're saying we're waiting for them to serve it to us, and once they do, then we'll be able to. But insofar as the figures are concerned, maybe let me invite Director of Finance to help us.
Director of Finance.
Thank you, Chair. Looking at the appendix that has been attached, 10.1, the figure that has been provided for under current liabilities is 340,000. That is the budget provision for 2025. However, Chair, you may notice that the debt is more than the amount that has been provided for. But with the interventions that which have been stated herein, it will help us to use this same provision to settle the debt.
And my question was, how much will go towards staff obligations and how much will go towards statutory obligations?
Thank you, Chair. Everything is falling under the same amount of 340. It is all for current liabilities.
You don't want to separate it?
No,
You
it's
want
not
me to
separated,
itemize?
It's combined.
It's combined.
Yes, Chair.
But Chair, we stand guided. We will disaggregate it so that it shows the amount for the statutory debts and the amount for personal emoluments. I submit.
What we would like to see as a committee is a payment plan which you can stick to speak to the 340. So that if it's not done next time, we ask you to say you showed this committee that you would pay as by this plan, but you have not done. Honorable Mlunda.
Chair, thank you very much. Just like we have maybe indicated, the council is struggling in meeting its statutory obligations and a few other things. But we have also seen, on the other hand, how much they are trying to get out of that situation. The only word I would add, Chair, is that as a team, we must look at these things. We must look at the revenue streams that we are putting in place, because somehow it's comforting that you are not saying you're not doing anything. You are doing something, but you must do better than what you have done now. Because basically, Chitambo, everyone there depends on what the council can do. And one initiative was to start block making business that will cut and be able to help everybody. Because for people to get their blocks maybe from distant places like Serenja and other places, the council has brought services. You have decided to do that. The track park is one very good initiative. You are on the highway, strategically situated, so you are able to collect a lot of money. We should not be seeing these obligations that are maybe are struggling to settle once we have put those things and they are running full time. I thought I should just make that comment, Chairperson.
Thank you so much. We would have loved to spend more time with you, Chitambo Town Council. But because of the limitation of time, I wish to release you and thank you for the deliberations this afternoon. In addition to what Honorable Mulunda has said, we wish to recommend that you maximize on revenue collection, implement corrective measures to enhance local revenue collection and improve market occupancy. On budget performance monitoring, conduct frequent reviews to ensure financial discipline and accountability. Improved service delivery, ensure that key infrastructure projects including plot servicing are prioritized. Compliance with regulations, I think Honorable Mulunda has just addressed that, and before I think I called him, I was speaking to that. Ensure that you start demolishing what you owe your staff and what you owe to the statutory bodies. We wish to withdraw the immunity that was given to you at the beginning of the meeting, meaning that what you say beyond this is now on your own discretion. I wish to end the meeting officially. Go well to Chitambo and continue improving the service delivery of our people there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chair. We are grateful. We will carry our water.
Parliament is open to members of the general public who may wish to undertake familiarization tours of Parliament buildings, either in groups or as individuals, or to attend sittings of the House or parliamentary committees. All those wishing to visit Parliament can either write to the Clerk of the National Assembly of Zambia, or simply come to Parliament buildings. Upon arrival at Parliament buildings, visitors are required to identify themselves. A passport or national registration card is required for identification purposes. All visitors to parliamentary premises are required to wear smart attire, either office or casual wear. Before gaining access to the galleries, all visitors are oriented and issued with passes by the Security Department at the Media and Visitors Center. Those whom permission is granted to sit in the galleries will be ushered to the appropriate galleries by protocol officers. Furthermore, visitors are not allowed to take with them into the galleries such articles as walking sticks, umbrellas, briefcases or parcels of any type, newspapers, magazines or cell phones. All such articles must be deposited at the reception desk. Visitors to the galleries are given copies of the order paper which shows the order in which the business of that particular day would be taken. You can follow all parliamentary sessions and committee sittings on GoTV Channel 28, Topstar Channel 5, DSTV Channel 272, Parliament Radio, or like the National Assembly of Zambia Facebook page.
Parliament TV, bringing Parliament closer to you.
Welcome, Chisamba Town Council. I wish to welcome you on behalf of our permanent witness, Secretariat, and the honorable members of the committee, and indeed on my own behalf to your committee on local government accounts, where you'll be presenting your memorandum response to the for the Auditor General report ending 31st December 2023. I wish to assure you, witness, that as you appear before the committee to give us your report. We want to give you immunity according to Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which protects members of parliament when they are in the main house as well as the committee. The same immunities are extended to you. This means that what you say during the deliberations cannot be used against you in any courts of law or indeed outside parliament. This is to the effect that the information you give is not misleading. Should you decide to willfully or deliberately mislead the committee, the same Cap 12 can be used against you. The committee is of the view that you cannot deliberately mislead it or willfully mislead it. Hence, we will ask you to be free when called upon to submit your report. We will begin our meeting with introductions, and so we're going to call upon you, Council Secretary, to introduce yourself and allow your team members to also introduce themselves. Today we are just having male delegations. You don't have female members of staff in your management team. You don't have. I'm sure the employer has taken note. Let me now ask you to introduce yourself, Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Katuka Julius. I'm the Council Secretary for Chembe Town Council. At this particular time, Chair, allow me to pass the mic to my members of staff to introduce themselves, starting with the Director of Finance.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Paul Njamba, the Director of Finance. Good morning, Chair. My name is Agundo Hastings. I'm the Director of Engineering Services.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Given Kamanga, Director of Planning.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Mwansai Baristo, Chief Committee and Administrative Officer.
Chair, I greet you. My name is Robinson Musoro, Internal Auditor.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Kalungayona, Procurement Officer.
Take a seat next to your colleague there. Thank you so much. I now wish to call upon our permanent witness. So we start with the Office of the Auditor General.
Good afternoon, Chair, and good afternoon, CS and your team. My name is Daka Godfrey, Director, Luapula Province, Officer of the Auditor General.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Simon Munyama from the Planning and Research Department, Office of the Auditor General.
Good afternoon. I'm Lovinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Department in the Office of the Auditor General.
Thank you so much. The Ministry of Finance.
Good afternoon, Chair and honorable members of the committee. Good afternoon, Chamber. My name is Oscar Nyarenda from the Office of the Accountant General, Ministry of Finance.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, Chembe Town Council. My name is Katulwende Matthews from the Office of the Controller of Internal Audit. Thank you.
The Ministry of Local Government.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon to you and the honorable members of your committee. Chembe Town Council, you are most welcome to your session. I'm Kazinga Kennedy from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
The Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, members of the committee. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, Chembe Town Council. Sombo Matende is my name, from Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you so much, Secretariat.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rachel Chileshe from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tokozile Chapunda from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you so much, Chair, for the opportunity. Good morning, Mr. Katuka and your team. I am Chirimboi Elijah from the Office of the Clerk of National Assembly, and you are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I wish to call upon the honorable members of parliament, starting with the honorable member of parliament for Kaumbwe.
Thank you very much, Chair. And Chembe, welcome to your committee on local government accounts. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, member of parliament for Kaumbwe constituency in Petago district. Thank you.
Thank you. The MP for Usakile.
Thank you, Chair. CS and your team from Chembe. Is it good morning or afternoon? Good afternoon. And welcome to the committee. Kaloba Pavyuma is my name. I represent the people of Usakile constituency, Kitwe, in the Copper Belt.
Thank you so much. The honorable MP for Dundumwezi.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning. Good morning, witness. My name is Singombe Edgar. In Parliament, I represent Dundumwezi constituency of Kalomo, Southern Province. Thank you, and you're welcome.
Thank you so much. The honorable MP for Kalulushi.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, colleagues. Chembe, you are welcome. My name is Kampamba Mlenga, a member of Parliament for the good people of Kalulushi on the Copper Belt. You're welcome.
The honorable MP for Siavonga.
Chair, thank you and good morning. Good morning, permanent witnesses. Chembe Town Council, good afternoon. Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Mulunda Darius, member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency and a member of this committee. Chair, thank you.
Thank you so much. Chembe Town Council, my name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I represent the good people of Mandevu constituency, and you are in Mandevu constituency, so you are welcome to Mandevu. I'm privileged to be the vice chairperson of the committee, and I'm chairing the session for today. I have the pleasure to invite you to submit your report.
Thank you, Chair. These are responses to the report of the Director General on the audit of the accounts of local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. Chair, maybe if you may allow me just to start with reading the management response.
Yes, please. So you will read the query.
The query, yes.
Management, just reading the query in bold, then you go to the management response, action taken and remedy measures.
So item 1, Chair, is failure to collect revenue. And causes of query, the Council wishes to submit that the variance was caused by the late receipt of personal levy from civil servants. Action taken on this one, the said amount was sent to the local authority in the following year, thereby catering for the said officers, Chair. Secondly, the council budgeted to collect more funds from the truck parking bay, which the council planned to construct. Action taken, management has adjusted the following year's budget to capture only revenue assured to be collected in order to fulfill the year's projections. 3, the variance was caused...
Kindly read the figures as well.
Oh, okay.
The people of Chile would like to know the figures.
For the local taxes, we are talking about 21,016 kwacha. For fees and charges, we are talking about 1,056,828 kwacha. Licenses, 28,146.
So if the variance is negative, mention that the variance is negative. If it's positive, mention that it's positive.
Sorry, Chair. So these figures, I can safely say that because they are in brackets, in accounts, these are in negative. So the variance was caused by the collection of revenue which is done in the first and the last quarter of the year, and as such, this revenue was collected in the first quarter of the year. Action taken, the revenue was collected in the first quarter of the year following year. Levies, the figure was positive 208,910 kwacha. The variance was as a result of the increased yield from Mansa sugar, thereby giving an increase to the collection of cane levy, Chair. The budget was adjusted accordingly to cater for this movement in the following year. Pennies, the figure is 10,999 negative, Chair. The variance was caused by the collection of revenue which is done in the first and the last quarter of the year, and as such, this revenue was collected in the first quarter of the year. Action taken, the revenue was collected in the first quarter of the following year. Commercial ventures, Chair, there's nothing, but other receipts, 706,390. Management wishes to submit that the variance was caused by the water bills paid by the community for the reticulation system managed by the council and interest received on the council's CDF account. Action taken, management has since transmitted the said funds to the treasury as per ministerial guide. Equalization fund, 183,037 kwacha. Negative. The council wishes to submit that 10,084 kwacha 793 was budgeted for as equalization fund for the year, but only 9,901,756,000, thus the variance. Action taken, management wishes to state that the preceding budgets will always be based on provisions given by the ministry. Other grants, 150,000 kwacha, negative. The local authority budgeted to receive 400,000 as grant in lieu of rates, but as at the close of the year, only 250,000 had been received, leaving a balance of 150,000 kwacha. Management wishes to state that the preceding budgets will always be based on provisions given by the ministry, Chair. Item 2, Chair, is failure to spend. So, cause of the query, Chair, the council acknowledges the observations made by the auditors and wishes to submit that the unspent funds were attributed to the unutilized loans and grants component of the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, at the end of the financial year due to the prolonged clearance of documentation for the beneficiaries. Action taken. Chair, management wishes to submit that the funds have since been utilized. Remedial measures, management wishes to submit that besides the decentralization of the approval process, the local authority is working hand in hand with ward development committees, WDCs, in tracing the beneficiaries once the errors on the files are discovered in order to clear applications in readiness for payment.
You can go to page 6. Failure to achieve performance outputs.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. Failure to achieve performance output targets.
And your response is on page 7.
Thank you, Chair. Management's response. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that the cause of the query and action taken is in the table below. Cause of query. Construction of office building, 83%. The building in question was meant for the fire station, which the council could not construct at the moment due to constraint in resources. Action taken. Management has since included the construction of a modern fire station in 2025 budget and hopes that this will be achieved within the financial year, Chair. Services, 53%. Engagements were done with all stakeholders in the district. Through the actual number of engagements were not met. Management has been able to hold other stakeholder engagements in the following year in order to resolve all community issues raised. Purchase of computers, 72%. A number of computers were procured in the year, though not all as planned due to competing needs. In order to meet the ICT needs in the council, management has budgeted for more computers in the following year. The second one is at the time of the audit, the council did not have a symmetry, and as such, the funds were not spent on services, that is 0%. Management has continued engagements with the Royal Highness to secure land for the establishment of the cemetery. Funds have also been included in the following year to cater for all expenses relating to establishment of a cemetery. Acquisition of tools, 15%. Management was able to procure a selected number of tools for the local authority, though more were procured in the following year. Action taken, management has continued to procure tools for public health. Welfare and recreation, 35%. Management did not manage to undertake all planned sporting activities for the year, but did select a number due to cash flow constraints. Action taken, management has included an allocation in the following year's budget in order to increase on the number of sporting activities to be undertaken in the district. Requests, Chair, 94%. The budget line was executed accordingly, though not at 100%. Management has continued budgeting for this important activity in order to bring sanity in the district. This is evidenced on Appendix 3, Chair. Cross-cutting issues. Management response. That is audit opinion, management's response. Management, because of the query, sorry, Chair, management acknowledges the observations made by the auditors and wishes to submit that indeed the Council managed to have an unqualified opinion in the financial year. Action taken, management will endeavor to maintain the same opinion for the following years. Remedial measures, timely preparation of financial statements has been adopted as the only way to ensure that opinion remains unqualified. Appendix 2, Chair, budget funding and expenditure. Management response, cause of the query. The Council acknowledges the observations made by the others and wishes to submit that the unspent funds were attributed to the unutilized loans and grants component of the Constituency Development Fund as at the end of the financial year due to the prolonged clearance of documentation for beneficiaries. Action taken, management wishes to submit that the funds have since been utilized. Appendix 2. This is evidence on Appendix 2, Chair. Remedial measures, management wishes to submit that besides the decentralization of the approval process, the local authority is working hand in hand with ward development committees interesting the beneficiaries once the errors on the files are discovered in order to clear applications in readiness for payment. Chair, the next is employees without requisite qualification. Management response, cause of the query. Management acknowledges the observations made by the auditors and wishes to submit that the cause of the query was as a result of submitting temporal jacket files, TJs, for officers who came on transfers, while Chisamba Town Council was waiting for officers to submit their qualifications, as at the time of audit, the said officers were still handing over in their respective councils. Action taken, management wishes to state that the officers managed to submit their qualifications and are ready for verification on Appendix 4, Chair. Remedial measures, management will endeavor to quicken the process of officers submitting their qualifications and other necessary documentation in order to have all that is required on their files on time. The next one is failure to settle staff obligations. Management response. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the observation made by the auditors and wishes to submit that as at close of the year, the Council did not have sufficient resources to settle all obligations incurred. Action taken. Following the establishment of a payment plan, management managed to settle all settling-in allowances for all the staff that were transferred to the local authority as well as part of the terminal benefits. This is evidenced on Appendix 5, Chair. Remedial measures, management will ensure that obligations that come up during the year are cleared within that year by way of establishing a robust payment plan. The next one, Chair, is failure to establish fire fighting services. Management response. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the findings made by the auditors and wishes to submit that the building in question was meant for the fire station, which the Council couldn't construct at the moment due to constrained resources. Action taken, management has since included the construction of a modern fire station in 2025 budget and hopes that this will be achieved within the financial year. Appendix 3. Remedial measures, Chair, management will ensure that budgets are executed as planned and also funds are directly linked to proposed projects. This is the end of the report, Chair.
Thank you so much. Before I take and invite points of clarifications, honorable members, let's go to page 9. If we're there, is Appendix 2. We rest that matter. It's a CDF related matter. We'll deal with it when it comes before the report on CDF. Yes, we can now take points of clarification. Yes, Honorable Dr. Manza.
Thank you, Chair. I was actually on the same point, but then still we can refer to page 2. We can go to page 1 through page 2, budget and income. But page 1 and 2 is showing source of funds, budgeted, and then the income and the variance. And the last statement on page 2 is that in addition, funds amounting to 4,356,773 were brought forward from the previous year, bringing the total funds available to 19,408,414. Then as at 31st December 2023, amounts totaling 14,967,532 had been spent, leaving a balance of 4,440,882. So this is the balance as at 31st December. And the source of this balance is from table 1 through table 2. Various sources such as fees and charges, licenses, levies, also equalization fund and other grants, and also an amount brought forward from 2022. So you have an amount of 4,440,882 unspent. Then you've gone further to say you have since then spent this money. And you used an account of CDF to explain that the 4,440,000 has been spent because of the bureaucracies to issue loans and grants. My question, point of clarification I want to seek is how did you bring in CDF account to explain the expenditure, to explain the spending of the 4 million when the CDF funding is not part of table 1 of the budget and income in terms of the sources of the monies and what you received? So how did you explain using CDF monies which are not part of the account system on page 1, on table 1? And further, how do you explain the unspent funds?
Auditor General, I'll need your comment on this before I ask the CS to comment. Are the unspent funds of 4.4 million arising from CDF?
Yes, Chair. If you look at Appendix 1, we are looking at the operations of the local authority. In this case, we are looking at Chembe.
Yes.
Now, being the situation that we are looking at an overall picture, of course, when you look at Appendix item number 2, we brought in that component of CDF because the idea was that we are supposed to express an opinion of both operations for CDF as well as CDF. So we gave a scenario that should portray a picture overall, so that now, as we are explaining, they need to actually give us the position relating to the 2 items. I submit, sir.
Thank you so much. I still insist, honorable members, that this is a question which is related to CDF expenditure, and we'll have time to ask and take the councils on the CDF report. May we look at other questions?
Through you, Chair, your indulgence.
Honorable.
Yes, we have seen that they have touched CDF to explain, but let us argue on the source of this balance. The source of this balance is very clearly stated on page 1 through the table. So you add all the income that they received against what they budgeted for, and the total amount in terms of income was 15 million. Total amount in terms of income was 15 million. And then they had amounts that were brought forward from 2022. So are we saying the 4 million which was brought forward from 2022 to 2023 is from the CDF account, which were not given to beneficiaries in terms of loans and grants? Are we confirming that statement, that the CDF loans and the grants for 2022 was brought forward but now to the operations account?
Chembe, Town Council, you may
to have the clear picture of what I'm talking about, I think